Hello friends, very good evening. Welcome to my channel Spiritual Territory. Now in this video we will be going to discuss about one shloka from Bhagavad Gita chapter 7 verse number 14. So in this shloka Lord Krishna says that Daivi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mameva hi prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So Lord Krishna says that Daivi esha gunamayi, that these three modes of material nature, I mean the three modes of material nature, the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance, I mean the satvika, rajas and tamogunas. So these three modes of material nature traps the conditioned soul within this material world, and Daiviyesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya, that this illusionary nature or this trap of this illusionary nature of this material world doesn't allow the conditioned soul to understand this process of this whole material existence, that how this whole material existence is actually continuing even after trying to understand this three modes of material nature or the law of nature, that after understanding also that this whole nature, this whole creation is just illusionary, but still why there are chances for the conditioned souls to fall down, or from the heights of spirituality, or from his great heights of achievements of the spiritual realizations also, why there are still chances of falling down. So in this shloka Lord Krishna explains that Daiviyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva hi Prapadyante Maya Mitam Tarantite, that the Supreme Lord Krishna says that these three modes of material nature, or the illusionary nature of this material world is my energy, that this illusionary nature of this material world is actually the energy of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So to understand it or to conquer it, we actually need to see it, or we have to understand it only through the direction or only through the perspective of how Lord Krishna wants us to understand, or he or in the order of the knowledge, that in which order he wants the ordinary conditioned souls to accept the knowledge of the God, his message. In the same way we should accept it, without mixing our own mental concoctions or without adding any kind of our own adulterations inside the message of the God. So when we try to understand it as it is given by the God through the vision of the bona fide spiritual master, of the preaching of the bona fide spiritual master, then only we can understand the illusionary energy of the Supreme Lord, that how this whole world is working under the divine supervision of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So then only there will be chances of our spirituality to continue in this material world and live and reach the success. Otherwise there will be always risk in the of falling down till the time we exist in this material world. So therefore there is danger at every step of our life. Padam padam yat vipadam, that it is said that at every step of this of our life in this material world there are dangers. So therefore there are chances for the conditioned souls to fall down at every step of the life, whenever he have to face any kind of risks in his life. So therefore we have to just become like a small child, that we can see that if we have that you can make a small test if you want anytime, that how sincerely the small child he stays with the mother, or with the father, that he stays without applying any of his own intelligence. He just lives his parents, or he just allows his own parents to control him, to have full control upon him. In the same way we should give our own control in the hands of the Supreme Lord Krishna and the Guru, then only we will never fail, or we can stand courageous in front of the risks or problems in our lives. But still the problems will always make us, it will always try to shake our faith. Be, therefore, to make our faith unshakable, like the elevated devotees like the Prahlad Maharaj, that how that actually the devotion of Prahlad Maharaj was, and the devotion of Prahlad Maharaj and his faith, everything was just unshakable, that nobody was able to shake his devotion by by, either by deviating his mind. That many people, his own parents, including his own parents, his teachers, his friends, everybody tried to bewilder him by showing some kind of greed, or by putting him inside uh, a big major cosmic risks, that we can't imagine that what kind of risks Prahlad Maharaj had faced. Same way, God will also put whoever wants the Supreme Lord Krishna in his life, or whoever wants uh, to transcend these three modes of material nature, they have to face the risks in the lives. So therefore, we have to just stay as humble as the small child, that how simple, or how uh, how he doesn't uh, how he doesn't applies his own control in his lives. He just allows his uh, he just stays helpless, and he just asks protection from the parents. He doesn't ask also, he just remains helpless. And he therefore parents have the full control over over the small child. Similarly, and actually parents worry more than the child, that when he will speak, or when he will try to speak at least few words. And then if when the child learns when the child starts speaking few words after growing up little bit, then parents start worrying that he worrying that he should little bit try to speak the mother tongue of whatever the child belongs to. Then when he learns to speak the mother tongue, then slowly they want to understand the relationships, that who is who, who is his mother. So that when the child learns to identify his relationships, means his family members, then the parents become more uh, then parents feel more happy. So like that, the God actually wishes for his devotees uh, to live the full control in his hands, that control of our lives in his hands. And then he will start worrying about the his sincere devotees, not about everybody, but regarding his sincere devotees, he will take the special care, where when the devotees leave the full control in his hands by giving up all kinds of their ulterior desires, that whatever they do, by curbing, when we try to curb our own desires, our own happiness, and when we place our whole life, the risk of our life, in the hands of Krishna, then definitely he will start worrying. And like how the parents worry about each and every step of the babies of their own child, similarly God will also try us God will also worry about our well-being, or our future, that how we should rise step by step by taking the baby steps in our lives. He will someday make us run. He will also make us walk, run, and do all the and he will take the full control of our lives when we sincerely devote our lives in the hands of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So therefore we should just trust on the devotees, that we should apply the faith, apply our whole faith in God, just like the Prahlad Maharaj or the all the elevated devotees or the liberated souls, who are like Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, that how they apply, how they sacrificed their lives, and they left the whole control of their lives in the hands of the Supreme Lord Krishna. In the same way, when we try to place our when we try to place our lives in the hands of the Supreme Lord Krishna, then definitely he will take the full control in his hands. So therefore, in this shloka, the Supreme Lord Krishna says that Daiviyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya Mameva hi Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. That these three modes of material nature, this illusionary energy of mind, is unconquerable, and it can't be understood through your own intelligence. When you try to understand it by surrendering yourself to me, then I will give you the intelligence, and then with that intelligence only you can understand my illusionary nature, because I am the manufacturer. So therefore you have to understand it through my direction or my vision only, from my point of view only. So therefore the Supreme Lord Krishna says that simply surrender yourself in your life and your everything in my hands, and then I will give you the intelligence to understand my illusionary energy, that how it is working, and then you can conquer it and attain my divine abode after your life. So like this, the Supreme Lord Krishna tries to make the fallen souls like us to he is trying to say, he is saying the procedure that how we have to conquer these three modes of material nature or this illusionary energy by surrendering ourselves, or surrendering our lives and our everything in the hands of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And similarly, there is one more story regarding the power of the arrogance, that how powerful this illusionary energy is, actually how the illusionary energy traps even the demigods like Indra also. So like this, there is one story in the Bhagavatam that once upon a time, due to the curse of Brihaspati, Lord Indra took the birth of the pig in one somewhere in the slums, in the slum areas, in the market of some slum areas. So when he took the birth of pig, then he totally forgotten his position, that what was his position in Indraloka, or the heaven, that actually the Indra is the demigod in charge of the heavenly planets, that he is the controller of the heaven, the whole heavenly world. So but when he was cursed, and when he took the birth of the pig in when he became pig, and when he was wandering in the slum areas, in that situation he completely forgotten his position, that where he was and what he became. And he started enjoying that pig life only. He became limited, his intelligence and his comforts, everything became limited to the life of the pig only, that he started identifying himself with the body of the pig only, and he started believing his children, the children means he procreated, and he also given birth to some pigs, some small pigs, and he started believing that they are only only his children, and his wife, he was nicely enjoying with his wife, a female pig, and then his life was just continuing like that. Suddenly one day sage Narada came there, and he tried to call him, because the seat in Indraloka was became empty, that nobody was there, that seat is becoming empty there, that nobody was there to control the heavenly planets. It became empty because the Lord Indra had fallen down, and he was suffering in the life of pig, that he took birth in the body of a pig, and he was suffering in the earth like that. So therefore, to take him back to his position, sage Narada came, and he called Lord Indra, that, hey Indra. Then suddenly Lord Indra looked, uh, right and left, and uh, he made the sound of pig, that how the pigs make the sound of the snoring. Similarly, he make something that like that sound he made, and he looked front and back, he looked left and right, and finally he didn't got he saw, he thought that somewhere somebody is calling me. Somewhere I heard this sound, this name. he, he called that in the when sage Narada uttered his name Indra. So he looked left and right, but he can't understand who was calling and why, what is the why he was calling. Then again, sage Narada called, "Hey Indra." Then suddenly he looked in front of him, that sage Narada was standing, and he looked upwards, and sage Narada said that uh, he he given some power to understand the the means, actually Lord Indra was in the body of the pig, so therefore he can't understand the language. So therefore, say sage Narada blessed him with some power to understand the language, to 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 understand the language of the understand the language of the humans. So then sage Indra came into senses, and when sage Narada called Lord Indra, and and then sage Narada asked that, "Hey Indra, what happened? What are you doing here in the slums? What happened to you?" Uh, then Lord Indra, in the body of the pig, he was saying that nothing happened. I am simply enjoying my life. What happened? Why you came here? He asked. Then sage Narada said that, "You are enjoying. How you are enjoying in this horrible situation, in this markets of the slum areas, in this mud water, in this in this drainage? Why? How are you enjoying in such a horrible condition? You had. Are you understanding what are you saying? Where were you, and where are you fallen now in this horrible condition that you supposed to be in the Indraloka and you are living here?" Then after listening this, Lord Indra, in that body of the pig, he started saying that, "See, the revenge, the drama, you are trying to take the revenge. You are feeling jealous of my happiness. You are seeing me in this condition, that I am nicely enjoying with my wife, my children, and everybody, and you are unable to digest it. You are feeling jealous of me, and you are trying to make me put me inside suffering by taking me somewhere else. So you are making such a big sin, that you are trying to make me or put me in some kind of horrible condition." So like that, the Indra started arguing with sage Narada in that condition of the pig. Similarly, like how the materialists, they think that only falling in this material world, and only earning money and enjoying the sex life is only the ultimate goal of the life. Like how these materialists argue with the reality of the life. The actual speakers, or or those elevated souls, or the devotees, whenever they say about the reality of the life, where we have to stay in the spiritual world along with Lord Krishna, where there is no birth, no death, no suffering, or either in this material world in the association of the devotees. But then also how the ordinary materialists, how they just reject our words, and how they try to prove themselves that this material world, or this earning of the money, or this life of this material life is only the real life and the way of success. Like how this materialist prove. Similarly, this Indra also, in the body of the pig, he was just arguing with sage Narada, that saying like this, that see, you are feeling jealous, and due to this jealous you try to take me somewhere else, from such a beautiful, by living my own family, my beautiful wife, my children. How I can go somewhere else? I want to enjoy here only. Then sage Narada thought in his mind that, however, I have to taught this fellow, he fallen down, he is enjoying in the slums there, the seat of Lord Indra is vacant. There is nobody to manage the heaven. So he had fallen in the slums, and he forgotten his position, and this fellow is simply enjoying in the slum. He is not looking after himself also, that he is not trying to understand his future, that what will happen to him. He is just became blind in the enjoyment of the family, the children of the pig and all, his beauty, his wife, the female pig, and his children. And he simply he had forgotten totally his own position, the position of Lord Indra in the heavenly planets, and he fallen here. However, I have to open his eyes, and I have to try to bring him in the common sense. So like this sage Indra thought, and he looked that one butcher was actually sharpening his knife nicely to cut all the pigs in that street of the slum. Then sage Narada he called this Lord Indra, who was in the body of the pig, that hey Indra, look there, in your right side, straight away. Then can you see somebody is nicely sharpening the knife? See how brightly it is shining. That knife is actually for you all only. That he will come close to you, and he will just cut all the necks of you, along with your beautiful wife and all your children, at one strike, at one single strike. Then your all happiness will come to end. So when the sage Narada tried to show that scenario of brightening or sharpening the knife or the sword of to cut these all pigs, or to slaughter these all pigs, then Lord Indra came into his common sense, into his senses, and then he opened his eyes, and then he just he begged for mercy to sage Narada, that sage Narada, I have totally forgotten what has actually happened to me, that why I have fallen here, and and who are there? It is very dangerous situation, that if we all die now, that what should I do now then? Like that, then Lord Indra came to his senses. He realized his mistake, and then he started, and then he remembered his past, that actually he was cursed by Brihaspati Muni, and he fallen here due to his curse, due to the curse of Brihaspati Muni, and he had born in the body of, and he got the body of the pig. Then he realized, and then he when he realized, the sage Narada prayed to the Supreme Lord to give him up, to give his own body, the body of Lord Indra. And then Lord Indra came into his original form, and then he went away to the heavenly planets, the Indraloka, and he became free from that body of the pig. So therefore, when the great sages or the devotees come in our lives, and when they try to explain us about the reality of the material world, that in this material world the death is like that cruel butcher, or the strange situations, or the material allurements, it might be some sexual attractions of the female or the opposite sex. These all are actually like the butcher only. So they actually attract us, they put us in the illusion, but finally they actually make our lives they try to make our lives painful only. They will never try to they will never allow us to stay happy in this material world. These all allurements of this material world, this greed of money, these all actually exists in this material world, is just to make our lives filled with suffering only. So this game of this money, this sexual attractions, everything is just illusion. It's just to make our lives, our simple lives, put in suffering. So therefore, we should try to earn something which is necessary, but not the unnecessary things. But actually this society forces us to to earn all the unnecessary things in our lives, all the unnecessary assets and commodities inside our lives, and just to kill our inner happiness, our inner peace of mind, everything. We just uh, we just slaughter our inner happiness and inner peace of mind just to satisfy these foolish people, this the foolish expectations of these people of this society. So therefore we should just discard, or we should just uh, strictly or mercilessly cut off all those expectations of the people, and we should just march towards what is actually towards the reality, and what is actually true, and what we actually need in our lives. uh, Towards that direction only we have to march, and to obtain all the necessary things, all the necessities of the spiritual life. We have to seek them only. We have to boldly march in our lives. Until and unless, we should never bend in front of all the material allurements or the foolish uh, agendas like that. We should just work hard in our lives, because work is only the prayer. Well, like there is one statement, I think in the Hindi there is some statement that karm hi puja hai, but actually these all are just worst things. These all are just foolish things to bewilder the ordinary people, and to just make them robots, to make them emotionless and robotic, just to make them emotionless and work like robots. People say all these kinds of foolish statements that karm hi puja hai and all this. We should not believe all that. You should do karm is necessary, but in the essence of spirituality. That in the spirituality, when we do some kind of service or anything, that karma is important, rather than in this material world. Doing something which you don't like is not good for anybody. It is harmful for your health, your spiritual health and material health, for both of them. That kind of unnecessary or unwanted work is actually, there is no need to do all such kind of unnecessary works. So therefore I want to end up this video by saying that that we have today discussed the story of Lord Indra, that how powerful the arrogance, or that due to that our inner ego makes us feel that these kind of people actually try to uh, scratch our inner ego, but that they try to scratch us by saying few words that array, you are such a stupid, that you don't earn, or you don't do any work. By saying like this, they scratch our ego, and we just get tempted, and we try just run after them to satisfy their needs. Actually we think that it is our needs, but actually it is their needs, and we try to in order to satisfy their needs, we run by foolishly, by thinking that it is our needs, and we just kill our own happiness. So there is no need to do all such kind of foolish things. Just keep strong faith in God. Just stay like a baby, helpless and simple, bold, courageous, and then you see the magic of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Thank you.